Always told my kids, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. Now, in my day, there were no drugs. There was alcohol and cigarettes. And I had a brother that went through a lot with alcohol, and he taught me a lot. He really taught me a lot. And my brother, Fred, and he had a problem with alcohol, to put it mildly. And he would always, and he was quite a bit older than me, and he'd been through it. And he would say, no alcohol, I never want to see you drink, very strong. And he'd also say no cigarettes, but because, cigarettes are like, you don't need, if you don't smoke, if you don't drink, you have no problem with staying off it. When you do drink it's very hard to stay off it. I mean, I've seen very strong people that cannot get off. But the way you get off is if you never start. If you never start, I never had a glass of alcohol in my life. I've never had a glass of alcohol, if you can believe it. I think largely because of my brother. I think if I did, I probably would have a problem, personality type, right? But I never had a glass. I have no longing for it. I have friends that are in the wagon, as they say, and I watch them watching trays go by. The tray is going by. Oh, it's like they have, it's a thing that they can't get over with. Same with smoking. It's tough. I've seen guys just grab somebody's cigarette. They haven't had one in a long time. And to them, it's like the greatest sensation. If you've never smoked, you just don't have that problem. So I tell people for their children, no drugs, no alcohol, and no cigarettes.
I'm just saying, I'm not a drinker. I can honestly say I never had a beer in my life, okay?
Right.
It's one of my only good traits. I don't drink. Whenever they're looking for something good, I say, I never had a glass of alcohol. I've never had alcohol. I've just, for whatever reason. Can you imagine if I had, what a mess I'd be? I'd be the world's worst. But I never drank. Okay? But I can tell you, I watched that hearing. And I watched a man saying that he did have difficulty as a young man with drink. The one question I didn't ask is, how about the last 20 years? Is not describable. It's not describable. It's not fair. I think it's fair to do it to me because, I've been going from day one. I've been from long before I got to office. You've been doing it. It's almost became, I think for me, it's like a part of my job description to handle this crap. But I will tell you, I watched those senators on the Democrat side, and I thought it was a disgrace, and partially because I know them. I know them too well. And you know what? They are not angels. You know what happened? They're going back to high school, and they're saying he drank a lot one evening in high school. I tell you what, I happen to know some United States senators. One who is on the other side, who's pretty aggressive. I've seen that person in very bad situations. Okay? I've seen that person in very, very bad situations, somewhat compromising. And I think it's very unfair to bring up things like this. However, whatever the senators want is okay with me. I watched him. I was surprised at how vocal he was about the fact that he likes beer. And he's had a little bit of difficulty. I mean, he talked about things that happened when he drank. I mean, this is not a man that said that alcohol was absent, that he was perfect with respect to alcohol. No, I thought he was actually, going back so many years, I thought he was excellent. The interesting thing is, though, nobody asked him about what's happened in the last 25, 30 years during his professional career, because there were no bad reports. I mean, there are bad reports on everybody in here. Most of the people sitting down there, except for Mike Pence, by the way.